And so how does he manage, but how does the Middlesbrough team manage the expectations that are around the club at the moment? Because obviously, we all know at the start of the season, I don't think anyone expected us to be in this position. So I think there is like a degree of perspective that needs to be here. I mean, I did a pre-season prediction video, and I thought it was going to be mid-table, maybe top 10, based on how we were last season and some of the business that we did in the summer. Of course, we're now in the top 2 still at the time of recording. We're still in the top 2, and with a really good chance of going up automatically. But fans, of course, their expectations rise as the season goes on. We've been in the top 2 since November, I think it is. So expectations do naturally rise. So what does Kim Hellberg and what do the players need to do in order to manage those sort of fan expectations? Because of course that's what adds to the pressure cooker that is this time of the season in a promotion race, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think there's anything they can do. Ultimately, the expectations are so high because of how good they've been up to this point in the season. And, now we're at as you say, the business end. There's 8 games to go. Boro are sitting second, and there's a very real opportunity to go and get promoted for the first time in 10 years. So I don't think there's going to be any managing of that expectation. I think the players just need to step up and manage the expectation within themselves. But I don't think they can expect the fans to not be expectant and to not be looking at that table and thinking we've got to go and do this now, because realistically and the one thing I think if you are a supporter, the way you can help is to have that perspective though, and to understand that perspective in terms of nobody thought they would be here. They are now though, and now there's that opportunity which they should take. It isn't a case of let's hope they take it. It's they should take it. In terms of how you can help, it's the extreme highs and the extreme lows is where the fans could maybe temper that a little bit, and many do. I appreciate that. There's always a vocal few on social media, but players clearly say that as well. Players clearly are on social media. We know that. We know Finn has cited it as one of the reasons why he wanted to leave the club. Clearly the players are seeing this, and the players are getting involved in this. Yeah, but I think extreme reactions after defeat. I think when you look at it from probably the turn of the year, nothing much has changed in the league table. Middlesbrough have dropped points, but so have Millwall, so have Coventry, so have Ipswich. And because of that, nothing much has changed. And yes, we hyper focus on Middlesbrough, and yes, it's frustrating because Middlesbrough could be in such a better position than what they ultimately are because of the drop points. But the fact of the matter is, this is the Championship. Teams don't just win every game and go all the way. And I guarantee within the next 8 games, Middlesbrough will drop points. But so will Ipswich and so will Millwall. And you've just got to try and, ride that roller coaster and hopefully nothing too extreme in terms of emotions. It's frustrating. It's disappointing. I mean, that last minute goal against Bristol City at the weekend, it was sickening. There was a minute where I had to, obviously so late in the game, you have to update the blog, you have to, update social media. You then have to completely rewrite your match report. But it took me a minute before I could actually just compose myself to go again, because it was absolutely flattening. It was sickening when that goal went in. But yeah, you've just got to try and manage it, haven't you, as supporters, and get behind and help the team as much as they can. And to be fair, in the ground, I think generally that was fine on Saturday. I think Berg said it himself, didn't he? That he felt the fans were really good on Saturday, and it's probably been building, but I think the first half was a result of a kind of nervous energy that was just around everyone from the previous home games. But to be fair, the fans stuck with them, and in the second half, it was much better, and that's when they created the bulk of the chances that they did create in that second half. So yeah, I think it's just needing to just continue getting behind them really, and just giving them as much help as they possibly can get.